Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. How are we doing today, guys? I hope you're doing well. Midlife crisis is still going on. Yes, of course. It'll probably be going on until I'm dead. That being said, I'm happy to see you guys. I was getting lonely. I was getting lonely without you. I think that's what they're trying to do. I've got a drinking problem. Anyway, Nakadashi Tamadachi says, you look sad. I'm not sad. I'm in an okay mood. I'm tired tonight. Like that. That's true. But no, I'm not sad. Maybe visit the happy place under the stairs. I don't know what that means. What happy place is under the stairs? Can you even go under my stairs? You can. Under our stairs, all it is a storage room for some like kids' toys. That's it now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the reference is for. But it's not like a happy place. I don't ever go in there at all. Nick is in his 90s night at the Elk Lodge phase. Yes, exactly. Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah. I saw these glasses and I was like, God, they're straight out of the 90s. Even a little earlier, maybe. They reminded me of, and they're nothing like them. So please don't misunderstand. But you know, the Asian guys in Big Trouble in Little China? No, they're like at the beginning. They're at the beginning, and it's like three dudes, and they have goofy shades from like 1985. You could buy them at any like gas station or convenience store, and they were literal shades that you would wear. They were slatted. There was no glass lens on them at all. They were just plastic things. I thought they were so cool when I was a kid. I was like, hell yes. I love it. I love those. And these don't look like that, but they remind me of that style, of that aesthetic, and it's warmth to me. It's my childhood, and it's I wanted them immediately.
I've been a fan of Rekieta Law for about 4 years now. When I am feeling sentimental, I rewatch all 3 of your streams you've done since I subscribed.
Just kidding, you rascal. I know you got a whole mess of kids. It's good news you're only busy until school's out, and then you can spend all summer not streaming.
Ow! That one felt personal. Nah, man, I tried to come back earlier, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I thought I was, but I wasn't ready. I still had more stuff to take care of mentally and in my life. And I think I've about got most of it knocked out. I think so. I mean, I've got a bunch of shit just like stacked up, still in like 19,000 lawsuits, and probably more to come. But hey, like it's just how it goes. That's how it is sometimes. So, but other than that, on the personal side, the mental health side, I'm in a much better place than when I came back for the Karen Reed case and stuff like that, and have dealt with some things that needed to be dealt with. So it's good. It's good. We're making progress. But the goal, the idea is to be back onto a regular streaming schedule. I know I've said that before, so don't take my word for it. That's what I intend to do. I'm going to try, and if I succeed, great. And if I fail, make fun of me and I'll try again. Like if there's something I still need to take care of. But I think I've about got it. So we should be good. I plan on streaming several days, if not all 5 this week. And Monday is usually the hardest day for me to get to right now, because our Mondays are just really, really busy. People have never understood this about me. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to make stuff for people who want to consume it. I want that to happen universally. It doesn't matter if I like the person or agree with them or anything. Like I don't care. most of the time I don't care about like beefs that we have or whatever, except the thing that bothers me about getting into fights with people is that it cuts audiences apart. Which has always been my position. It's why I hate communities, because they always fight. And I'm like, guys, why are you fighting? Why would you do this? We can all just hang out and shoot the shit with each other. And if you don't like someone, I guess, like just kind of ignore them or whatever. Just don't associate with them as much. But like, just let it go. And everybody's audiences can just enjoy the show, because they really don't care about us fighting with each other. It's funny a little bit. Like, it's funny in the moment when someone's yelling at someone on a good rant or whatever, they got something going. It's like, yeah, that's great. But after that, you're like, oh, well, like, this isn't funny now, because now people are mad and shows focusing on other stuff than what I want to watch. Why are they talking about this? I want them to talk about law or politics or naked people or whatever it is that you want. Fighting with another creator is gay and takes away from the actual content that's there. It may be funny in the moment from time to time, but ultimately it's just bad for business. It's bad for, like, people's entertainment. It's bad for the mood. And it's like, I want to have fun streaming. I never understood it. I never did. Do I hope he makes $1 million? I mean that every single time I said it. It's funny that people think I say that sarcastically, but I do hope that they make $1 million. It doesn't hurt me for someone else to make $1 million. Like, make all the millions of dollars, please. Like, I want people to make stuff that other people like. That's it. I don't care about like anything else. It really is. It is no business of mine if someone likes something someone else makes. I just don't give a shit. So it's the weirdest thing. I have meant that every single time that I've said it. And it became this thing where it's like, oh, that means Nick hates you. It's like, no, it's just, I don't know what else to say sometimes. It's like, oh, I hope they make $1 million. Nick spends 5 minutes in jail and immediately becomes a dealer. No, I didn't talk to anybody in jail. I was in jail for 26 hours. I think that's the best I can remember of the times I went in, which was around 9:30 in the morning. And I got out. My arraignment was at 11. My release was somewhere between noon and 1, I think. So like, little more than 26 hours, but right around there, roughly 26 hours. And yeah, I didn't talk to anyone. I wasn't in Gen Pop. I was just in booking, and I had my own cell and stuff like that. And I just slept the whole time. So no, I get, the drug dealer thing is just funny to me, because like now it's kind of like a running joke everywhere. Nick was hoping to witness a Glock dookie. No luck. No, the worst thing for me was realizing that my cell door was unlocked, and like the guy, because like there's this little where I was, there were 2 cells, and there's one person in each cell. There were 2 beds, but there was one person in each cell, and there's a little common area between the 2 where the TV was and like a table that you could sit at. I didn't go in there. I didn't want to go in there. I had no business in there at all. And so I just stayed in my cell. What I didn't realize was that my cell door could just be opened, and the insane person pacing around with like his shirts wrapped around his face could have just come into my room while I was sleeping. I did wake up and he was cuddling me twice, but like nothing else happened, I think. Kurt cuddled you, Nick. No, oh my God, I'd be dead. No way. He did not cuddle me. No, this guy named Derek, he was the other guy in the cell across from mine. But yeah, it was weird. Like, he didn't come anywhere near me or anything like that. He didn't talk to me. But it was weird realizing later that he could have, because I was like, oh, I'm fine in my locked room, right? I'm asleep. No big deal. But it could have been a big deal. Could have been a really big deal. Imagine being so lame, the cops arrest you and don't even lock the doors. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Nick, I now know that the real reason Kurt got mad was you never shared the cocaine and he never got the fun. I mean, smells worse than an unbathed cosplayer and has a micropeen.
I think nothing you said in that was untrue, other than maybe I don't know that Kurt would have done cocaine. I never I never offered it to him. He never asked, nothing like that. When I was, I will say this, like some people have asked about, people who knew and stuff like that. I never did cocaine around Kurt. I was under the influence of cocaine around Kurt a couple times, but he probably had no idea. Common Sense 952 says, I've almost got divorced since Nick read my super chat 3 years ago during my 25th anniversary. Well, I've gone through quite a bit of changes, and I don't believe, let me rephrase that. I think we overemphasize preserving the institution, and in doing so, we forget about the people who are under the institution. And I think there are times when a marriage maybe should end. But that time, if people want to fight for their marriage, they should. That's true. My theory used to always be to always encourage people to fight for the marriage. And what I found out was that unknowingly, I had encouraged people to stay in marriages where there was abuse going on and, and other issues that I did not know about. I didn't know about those things, but I encouraged people to, remain in those relationships. And if I could go back, I would change those decisions. And I'd get more information about what was going on before just blindly encouraging people to preserve the marriage because it has the word marriage attached to it. Some of those relationships may have been a marriage at one point and aren't anymore, despite the fact there's a legal status of being married, but the relationship itself is just ahead of the legal status. As for you personally, I hope that whatever you are looking for, you find. I think that's more important than me saying, oh, like I hope your marriage is saved. I don't know what your problems are. I have no idea who you are, and I have no idea what you want. So I won't blindly encourage that. What I will say is this: 25 years is a long time to have put into something, and whatever decision you make, it's important and critical. So make it intentionally. Don't be led into staying or going. Choose to stay or go. That's what you should do. But I hope you find peace. Smashia Boy, been here since 2017. Sucks that the show changed and things are put behind a paywall. The things that are put behind a paywall are non-legal content. It's this is what we do behind the paywall. You should join us. It's fun. I did several streams in a row behind a paywall as a thank you to the members on YouTube and the supporters on Locals who supported me through a time when I wasn't producing any content. And they supported me just because. And that support kept my family afloat. All right. When I wasn't able to. So when I came back, when I decided to come back, I wanted to make sure, because the other times I came back, I didn't do this. And I think it was a mistake. I wanted to make sure and thank the people who kept me going, because in many ways, they literally kept me alive, knowing that there was support out there, because there were times where it didn't feel like it, man. And so I wanted to do a couple streams in a row to let people know that, one, thank you for being a member. Like, thank you for that support that happens every month. It means the world. It really does. And two, that I intend to provide value, and tell you what it is, right? Like, provide value to memberships so that there's something there, because I didn't for a really long time. That was a mistake. I mean, I couldn't stream at all, but it was a mistake to not acknowledge the people who were there, who just said, hey, we're here. When you come back, we'll be here. So that's why I did it. Don't worry. Most of the content is still going to be free and accessible to everybody, but I'll be adding members only content on a more frequent and intentional basis is my goal. Like, that's what I want to do. Again, it's a big thank you and to encourage people. Membership on YouTube is $2 a month. On locals, it's $5. If you can't afford that, and I know some people can't, again, I'm sorry, but you know, a bunch of people did pay that, and it kept me going. So my thank you is like, I'm going to do a couple members only streams like right in a row until I can get like the regular streams going, which that's happening now. So I didn't really communicate that well. It's hard to communicate all this stuff to everybody because distribution, the way it works, it's hard to talk to even your own your own channel, your own people like you. I did the entire Karen Reed trial and saw on Twitter someone was like, God, I wish you would have been here for the Karen Reed trial. Yeah, I was there, all except for a couple days in the last day. But so it's really hard to communicate out to people when you're back and stuff. But don't worry, the free content will be here. You know, creatine supplementing thing. Interestingly, from my perspective, creatine is really important in drug testing from urine because they use your creatine measurements, your creatine levels, to determine if you are intentionally diluting your urine to try and pass the to try and beat the test, you know, fictitiously. And if your creatine levels are off from what they are normally, they may accuse you of dilution, which counts as a failed test and a violation. So if I were to start supplementing, I would stay the away from creatine because of that, like, because it could get me in trouble unintentionally. I'm going to pursue a civil remedy separately from what's done in the criminal case. It is crazy, like how little a criminal conviction provides to the victim. Like, it just really doesn't do much of anything. Restitution covers specific stuff, but it no way does it compare to a civil remedy. And having to pursue a civil remedy is, you know, cumbersome and tedious and expensive. And a lot of times people don't want to do it once the criminal case is over. They're just tired of it. So I think there's a disconnect there, and I think they could really do something about it. Nakadashi Tomodachi says, no way this Kurt guy did all his CLEs. Well, I didn't do all of mine. I was busy, like, you know, shivering in bed, thinking I should be, you know, or whatever, for a little bit. And so I wasn't really worried about doing CLEs. They're on my list of things to do pretty soon. Other things have been way more important. I don't really utilize my license. I have it because I worked hard for it, and I maintain it because I worked hard for it. I'm happy to do the requirements. It just, you know, right now they've been, they became low priority when everything else needed to be dealt with. But I'll be working on them soon. Nakadashi Tomodachi says, hey, it's Ian again. Sorry about your worst day. Okay. I don't know who you are.
I'm also doing consulting work and drafting a lot of legal documents for consulting work, which has been interesting. I've been working on a couple different cases consulting, and so that's been interesting, which I like. I like.
Who the is hiring him to consult on a case? Like, what are you consulting for? What on earth possesses anybody to hire him for consult work? Like, again, and this, like, I'm not trying to shit on him. I wouldn't hire me for a lot of consulting. There's a limited scope of things that I think I would be a very good consultant on. And most things I wouldn't be good at all, because I don't have specific experience or like any specialized training in those areas. There'd be other better consultants, right? But now maybe if you're representing someone who is on social media, for example, I might be a decent consultant. I may have some insights that would help out developing a representation strategy that's comprehensive. I think that's lacking in social media representation right now. So I might be a good consultant there, but that's like the main area. Because let me tell you, like, as I've gone through all different types of cases now, personally, nobody realizes like what minor level of fame means. And it does mean something. It makes you into a different type of client. Because one, your voice is your brand, is your income and everything. So like this whole like, oh, you can't say anything, that's outdated. It really is outdated. You're going to have to manage what you say, and you need to develop a strategy around that. But social media people are going to talk. One, they're all broken on inside, and they have to talk anyway. Like they just have to. Two, they probably have to pay you. So it's going to happen. They're going to be talking, and you need to mitigate and wrangle that rather than try and prevent it. It's easy to say someone who doesn't make public statements, yeah, don't make any public statements. It's much harder when your life is somewhat public, right? Different if you're, like an A-list actor, and your level of fame and consummate income allows you to insulate yourself and carry on life for a while being quiet. Like you can do those things. You can stay silent. You don't have to be out there because you have the ability to go on. But a significant percentage of streamers are famous enough to be recognized and to have some of the perks and some of the pitfalls that come with fame, but they're not famous enough typically, and they don't have a high enough income to insulate themselves from the world in the same way that an A-lister does, and therefore like they're going to be involved in some of this stuff. This is the part of the practice of law where they're behind. They're always behind technology, and they're often behind culture. And this is where I would probably be a good consultant. And just from personal experience, none of my lawyers in any of my cases have properly considered the public nature of who I am and how that needs to be dealt with separately from the legal aspects, but needs to be dealt with, or needs to be utilized, or needs to be a particular area of concern and navigated. Kurt won't understand any of that, for one thing. So what is he consulting on? I don't get it. He's never practiced. What are you hiring him for? Like, oh, he's good at con law. Yeah, so is any research attorney. Like, they've all done all this. They all can look up this stuff in moments. Whatever. I mean, like, it's their money. It doesn't really bother me. It's just I'm baffled by it.